Once upon a time, a man lived in Baghdad who had inherited a vast fortune. He spent his days and nights in luxury, hosting grand parties and living a lavish life until his wealth finally ran out, and he fell into poverty and misery. He slept hungry at nights and had no one to ask for help. Every night, in despair and sadness, he turned to God and said, "O Almighty God, I squandered all the blessings you had bestowed upon me in pursuit of pleasure, and now I can no longer bear the burden of poverty and hunger. So either help me out of this misery with your mercy and show me a way to escape poverty, or let death come to me sooner to relieve me of this suffering." One night an angel appeared in his dream and said, "O poor man, know that the merciful God has heard your prayer. Your problem will be solved in Egypt, where you will find a treasure that will make you rich for the rest of your life. So rise immediately and go to Egypt." The man, upon witnessing this dream, promptly embarked on a journey to Egypt. Despite facing numerous challenges along the way, he eventually arrived at his destination. As he beheld the magnificence and grandeur of Egypt, a smile graced his lips, a newfound sense of hope blossomed within him, and he whispered to himself, "I have reached my destination. Here I shall discover the treasure that will liberate me from hardship and adversity." As he walked through the streets and markets of Egypt, exhaustion from the journey and hunger overcame him. He wanted to buy bread to eat, but found that he had no money left, having spent all his possessions on the way to Egypt. He saw no solution other than begging, but he was ashamed to do so. He thought to himself, "I must wait until it gets dark, then knock on a house's door and ask for bread. Begging is easier in the darkness of night." When night fell, the man was very hungry, but had no intention of begging. However, the dilemma of should I beg or endure hunger haunted him as he wandered the city streets. Suddenly, he heard the shouts of the guards and panicked. It was a time when thieves and bandits were rampant in Egypt, so the ruler of the city had ordered the guards to stay awake all night and patrol the streets to prevent thefts from people's homes. The guard caught hold of the man and, while beating him, demanded, "Quickly tell me, what are you doing in the streets in the middle of the night? Which house were you planning to rob? And where are your friends and accomplices hiding? Tell me where they are, or else I will also extract revenge from them through you." The poor man whimpered under the blows and insults of the guards, saying, "I swear by God, I am not a thief. I am a traveler from Baghdad. If you give me a chance, I will tell you the truth of the matter." The guard paused for a moment to listen to him. The man, with tearful eyes, narrated the dream he had seen and described his difficult journey to Egypt. His honesty and speech touched the guard's heart, leading him to believe the man's words. Then, in a mocking tone, he turned towards the man and said, "Now I believe you are not a thief, but rather a foolish and naive man who has traveled all the way to Egypt for just a dream. Which wise man would do such a thing? I myself have dreamt many times of a treasure hidden in a specific alley and a particular house in Baghdad, yet I have not budged from my place and paid no attention to those dreams." The man was taken aback and no longer paid attention to the guard's words, as the address that the guard had seen in his dream was exactly the address of his own house in Baghdad. He said to himself, "It's strange that the treasure I was pleading for from God every night was in my own house, and I was unaware." He returned to Baghdad and found his treasure in his house, bringing his life back on track. In the profound wisdom of Rumi's tale, we are reminded that the treasures we seek are not distant goals to be attained, but rather innate gifts waiting to be unearthed within our own hearts. Through the trials and tribulations of life, we are called to delve deep within ourselves to discover the profound wealth of wisdom, love, and peace that resides within. Just as the man found his treasure in the familiarity of his own home, may we too realize that the true riches of life are not external possessions, but the virtues and strengths that define our essence. Let us embrace our inner journey with unwavering courage and faith, for within ourselves lies an inexhaustible source of fulfillment and spiritual abundance. Until next tale, farewell.